So this is the second part to my short-barreled shotgun video. So I'm out here with my Remington 870 with 12.5-inch barrel, and then my Stoeger Uplander with 11-inch barrels. So what we're going to do is actually shoot at some targets here at the formal range and see what kind of patterns these put off. For this test, I'm going to be using Remington Reduced Recoil double-aught buckshot. The reason why I'm using this one is just because of online testing I've seen. It usually patterns pretty well with 18-inch barrels. And we're going to be shooting at 5, 10, and 20 yards. So, yep, let's get to it. Now the control for this testing is going to be the Benelli M4. All right, 5 yards, Remington 870. Five yards, sawed-off Stoeger. 5 yards, Benelli M4 as our control. Yeah, as you see here, there's really not a whole lot of difference in the pattern between the three. I mean, I would say that 870 is probably going to be about the tightest, and the Stoeger and the Benelli are fairly close. But yeah, 5 yards, not much of a difference. All right, here we are, 15 yards with a Remington 870. All right, so this target got a little bit of backsplatter on it, but what you can see is the main grouping is right there. You have a couple flyers. So this is 12.5-inch barrel at the 15-yard line. I mean, still a very decent group, I think. Besides those couple flyers right there, they're overall pretty good. All right, here we are, 15-yard line with the Stoeger double-barreled. So with the Stoeger, it's a little bit hard to see. You have a few pellets right here, one up here, one there, one there, one there. So the bulk is just right in this area with a little flyer out here, one a little bit lower. I'm still very decent grouping from a shotgun with this size. So I think the real test for these is going to be the 20-yard line. Be able to see what we can do out there. Alright, so in a correction on those last two, that was actually the 10-yard line. This is 10-yard line with the control, the Benelli M4. Alright, with the Benelli, what you see is a pretty nice tight centric group right there. I'm not seeing any flyers. Looks like everything stayed right in this area. So a pretty decent group from this shotgun, but I guess that's to be expected with an 18-inch barrel. So we'll move out to 20 yards and then we'll see how that works out. Okay, so here we are at 20 yards. Alright, so here's the grouping with the Remington 870. It looks pretty tight except for that one little flyer there. I mean, for a shotgun of this size, I think that's definitely still, you know, a decent group given the yardage. So, it's kind of interesting. Alright, next up is going to be the sawed-off Stoeger. So this is at 20 yards, double-aught buck.
I love the witch.
So honestly, this surprises the hell out of me. I mean, this is 20 yards out of 11-inch barrels. We just took a bandsaw, cut that thing off, and I'm surprised how tight that pattern is. You know, a lot of people say that it's kind of a novelty. It's not really useful because of the spread. Most people think that these kind of things would pull, but I mean that's pretty impressive, I think. So yeah, definitely a surprise. All right, so here's our control at 20 yards, Benelli M4. Double-aught buck. Alright, so here's our control, the Benelli at 20 yards. You know, it's really surprising. I'm not seeing too much difference in the spread between an 18-inch barrel, a 12.5, and an 11. I mean, it seems, you know, fairly consistent patterns. I'd almost want to say this is almost just a tiny bit bigger than what we saw with the other two. Remington 870, so that's about 100 yards. I don't know if it's going to work.
You gotta be kidding.
Let's give it a try, I guess.
I know for you.
All right.
I'm going to do my ears.
How many
Let's
you want
try
in
it out.
this?